Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Clearwater Fan Girl Unplugged. I'm Angie Holland here with my co-host Michael Youngblood, and we are very excited to have a very special guest on tonight. The one, the only, the First Lady of Professional Wrestling, Missy Hyatt. Missy,
Hi.
thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. I so appreciate it. Me all with my bloody nose and everything. Nobody hit me in the nose. I had to have the deviated septum fixed, so that's why I'm like this.
That's a painful
Well, you
process.
look beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Missy,
Anytime.
I follow you on Facebook. I see you. You're everywhere. Airports, planes, signings, Civil War reenactments. What is going on? What's been up? What's been up with you? What have you been up to?
Well, okay, I just got back from Phoenix, Arizona for Phoenix Championship Wrestling, and Matthew Robles, who's my love of my life, he was in a tuxedo match against what was his name? Lincoln is all. They call him Lincoln, but they call him something. I forget his name. Anyway, it was a tuxedo match, and they ripped his tuxedo off, and he had on they looked like tidy whities, but they were Versace tidy whities.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you saw the
Mom.
pictures from it, but it was a great match. They had a great match. I think it was really great. It entertained the shit out of me, and I got to whacking with my purse and everything, so it was fun.
Now that purse, the purse is a Louis Vuitton, a Gucci,
No,
or
it's Gucci, baby. Gucci.
Gucci, baby.
Gucci purse.
Angela's got a
like
question
Buddy
about that
Lindell.
later on.
Gucci,
So.
baby.
I do. I see you with Louis Vuitton all the time, but I knew
Well,
you
yeah.
you
My
had that
luggage is
famous
Louis
Gucci
Vuitton,
bag.
but my purses are like, I just got this one today. I'm very excited about.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
And it's gorgeous. It's the
Yes.
new, because you need a that it's the new style is the envelope purse. I just got that today.
That's
nice.
nice. That's nice.
So I can pet it while we talk. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay,
Because
sounds
if you
good.
pet it, it might make more.
That's true. It might. I'll have to try that. So one of the questions I wanted to start off with is, what was it like being a beautiful woman trying to break into a male-dominated industry like wrestling,
Oh my
especially back
God.
in the day?
You
Can
know
you give
what?
us
It
some
was
insight?
really kind of easy. I mean, I was with Johnny Tatum, and if it wasn't for John Tatum, I would have never got into wrestling. I mean, I was dating him at the time, and David Manning saw me, and he's like, "Hey, we have Sunshine. She's a good girl here. We need a bad girl to go against her because she's just a good girl, and she's just managing somebody and really doesn't have anybody to fight." Sorry, this is my blind dog getting in the way. Anyway,
Oh,
so
Okay.
and we really need a bad girl to go up against her, and I'm like, okay, sure, I'd love to. What do I got to do? Because I had sent in my pictures when I was dating Jake Roberts, and I first saw the girls fight at like 3 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday night. One night we were up playing gin rummy and partying, and and I was like, oh my God, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. Well, Jake had heard they were looking for a girl. So I sent my pictures to David Manning, but they hired Baby Doll instead. And then when me and John moved out to Dallas, then me and Jake had broken up and blah, 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 blah. And then I started dating Hollywood John Tatum. And we moved out. He was living in Carolina. We were living in North Carolina. And then he got the job offer out in Texas. So I went with him to Texas. And I remember I sent my pictures to the WWE, and they had called me and they said, we're going to put you with Lanny Poffo. And I think he meant Randy Poffo. But he told David Manning that, and David Manning's like, well, we better hire her before somebody else hires her. So that was how I kind of like snake got in.
Right.
I mean, and now I don't know. I guess it's a lot harder for women to get into wrestling. Now they got to be athletic and got to be trained. And I was never trained. I had no idea what I was doing. We were
So
told
you had on the job training pretty much.
exactly on the job training. And if it wasn't for Sunshine was wonderful to work with, man. She was great. She never hurt me, nothing like that,
Right. Well. Speaking of, your start and everything, that when you got started in the business, How did your mom and dad, your brothers and sisters feel about you, entering that world or this
Well,
world?
all I have is a mom and a dad, and they well, they knew that's what I wanted to do since I was 17 years old. They knew I wanted to be in wrestling, and they knew Johnny, and they loved Johnny. My mom loved John, and my dad loved John. Everybody loved John. Anyway, but when I would send them videos, like World Class was syndicated all over the place, but it wasn't in Tallahassee. So I'd send him videos. My dad wouldn't watch them because he didn't like seeing people throwing beer on me and stuff. It hurt him. And my mom didn't like me being a bad guy. Even up in WCW, she's like, "Why can't you be nice?" And I'm like, "Mom, I'm not paid to be nice. I'm paid to be me. I'm paid to be Missy Hyatt." And she was like, "But you can be nice." And I'm like, "Mom, everybody knows wrestling's not real." She goes, "Yeah, but they still think you're an idiot."
Yeah, I can somewhat, I have a similar experience with that. My mom and dad, they've known since I was a child, this is what I wanted to do.
Right.
And being that, my legit uncle, Uncle Ivan Koloff,
Okay.
my mother's sister, Renee, married Ivan in 1981. And so I pretty much grew up around the business. And then
You're lucky because you would be
yeah,
in it. Because you know what? The way it used to be, you had to either be related, grew up in it.
nepotism. Yeah.
It was very, very hard to break into the business in 1985. Very
Yes.
hard. So,
yes. And I would have been
you
10
were
years
lucky
old
to
then.
have known.
Yeah.
How old were you when you knew you wanted to be in wrestling?
It's kind of weird because being a child. I mean, time I popped out the womb because my stepfather helped Jim Crockett. My stepdad helped him promote and
Okay.
advertise and stuff like that. So I was always around it and knew my dad did something, but
Right.
wasn't really sure until about 4 years old. My dad took me to a show, and because
And you got the
I didn't have a
bus.
baby, I didn't have a babysitter of all things, and so I went to the show with him, and you'll never believe who my babysitter was
Who?
for about an hour. Roddy Piper.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. He watched me for a few minutes. Was about an hour, about 45 minutes. I think my dad said. So my dad could go run and get the money, the ticket
Okay.
money and the concession money. And Piper said, "I'll take care of the kid." But that's my first memory, my first introduction to the business. And he was as nice as he could be.
I bet. He was very
He was
nice
a
when I met him. He was such a gentleman.
teddy bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was my introduction to the business. And after that, about 7, 8 years old,
You knew?
I knew. I
I
knew.
knew right the first time I ever watched it, I knew that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I
I
was
was
17
fascinated.
years old and I was like, I want to do that. I wanted, I didn't know what I was going to do when I grew up, but I knew
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to do.
What was the first match that you saw? What
First
was
thing
the
I ever
match?
saw was Michael P.S. Hayes on TV. They were putting a baby bonnet. My dad was flipping channels and he stopped and Terry Gordy, they were putting a baby bonnet on Terry Gordy's head and a baby bottle in his mouth. Buddy Roberts and Michael Hayes. And I remember watching that going, what the heck is this? My dad, this is wrestling, professional wrestling. And then I remember Piper came out. And then, oh my God, Tommy Wildfire Rich. Let me tell you something. He was Mr. Cable TV. Tommy
He
Rich was
was
Cat's pajamas back in the day.
Mr.
And he came out.
TBS.
And I just knew, I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to be in that. I knew I didn't want to wrestle, but because I'm not an athletic, I'm a girly girl. I'm not athletic at all. Like I donate to Planet Fitness every month, but I don't go, they get my donation. But I'm not athletic. I'm not athletic at all. But
Yeah.
I'm too much of a girly girl. But I knew I wanted to be in it. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew I wanted to be in it.
Okay, great. Hey, that's an awesome story. I like that. I like knowing about people's past, the part we don't see, and that's nowadays that's how it is. People
Yeah.
want to know, and I think back then in the day, well, what are these people like on the other side? What do they do in their private time? Who are they?
Right. Yeah.
They see what they get on TV, but they really, really want to know what are they like on the other side.
Well, that's why my hotline was so good. My 900 hotline that we had in WCW was the highest rated hotline they had. And I wouldn't talk
Yeah.
about wrestling. I'd talk about what I was doing and gossip. I gossiped about the boys. I made up a lot of gossip. It was a lot of lies. I take that down, but I did. There was no internet back then. It was like the internet, you know. It was like call the 900 hotline, and I'll tell you the scoop.
How did that work? I'm sorry. Go ahead. How did that work? How did that work out? The 900 hotline. I mean,
it was.
Did you know ahead of time?
No, like
give you a
what you
schedule
would
on
do
that,
is
or
every
how
week
that
you
work?
would call up and you would just make your recording. You know, about 6-minute recording or so. They wanted as long as you could make it. Sometimes mine would be longer. Sometimes it'd be shorter. It just matters how I felt that day. Because I'd wake up and go, oh, I got to do the hotline. I better get it done today. Because Sunday was my day. And then I would promote it, you know, on the Sunday night main event. You know, this is Missy Hyatt. Call me on the hotline. Like one of them, I remember I got in so much trouble with one of the Steiner brothers because I said they had the Bruise Cruise coming up. And I said, call me on the hotline. I'll tell you which married wrestler was taking his wife or his girlfriend on it. Oh, his wife was pregnant at the time and wasn't going in. She had a fit. And I was like, dude, you know this is a work. Wrestling's a work. You know, I had to tell him that in front of the locker room. He was screaming at me in front of everybody. You know, but I would just make up stuff. I'd get the Star magazine or the National Enquirer out and make up stuff about the wrestlers and stuff that I did.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. It makes money.
What I was doing that week, where I was going, what I was doing, stuff like that.
So, Missy, as a female fan, it sounds like you have been your whole life. So have I. What do you think that wrestling orgs need to do, like WWE, AEW, to pull in more female fans? Because I think it's still 30 to 40% are female.
I know.
And the
They
rest are
need
male.
to get more female fans because they need more. Well, the females wrestling are not going to bring in the females. That's not going to bring in females. They need to have more of a. They need to have more of a role of a female, like a stronger role, like as an interviewer or a segment person or something like that, like a segment that they can get behind, that they can understand, and they can go, oh, I want to be like her. Like I used to get so many letters from young girls going, I want to be just like you when I get older. And I'm thinking, you want to be a blonde bubblehead and chase wrestlers in the locker room? Yeah, I want to too. You know.
Well, I don't think you were a blonde bubblehead. I think you were a genius. I think, and I'm glad that they recognize your talent and your mind for the business. And I mean, I loved watching you in WCW. I did.
Thank you. I had so much fun doing that.
So speaking of WCW, what was it like working with Paul Heyman? And do you have any crazy Paulie Dangerously stories that you could share?
Oh my gosh. Well, I had a video of him jumping in our pool, in my parents' pool, and running all around. But I don't know where it's at. I don't know what happened to it. I wish I had that video. But what is it, Paul? Okay, me and Paul, when I first met him at an indie show in Atlanta, outside Atlanta, Georgia, one time. And this was when we had just left UWF and we were working Memphis, me and Eddie, before Eddie was going to Continental, Eddie Gilbert. And we met Paul Lee. And I remember I fell in love with Paul Lee. We would be on the phone. This is back when you had to pay like, $2 a minute on the phone. I would have $300 to $500 phone bills every month because me and Paul Lee would be on the phone gossiping. He is the biggest gossiper there is. Like he knows, if you want to know anything about wrestling, he's got the finger on the pulse of the wrestling business and can tell you everything, everybody, and what they're doing, who's who, what's what, and everything like that. And him and I would get together and we'd go, like little old ladies gossiping. So that's my only story I like it. And then he lived in we had an apartment. We had a house in Tennessee, but then we had an apartment in Montgomery. And I remember I looked in his room one day and there was a mattress on the bed. He had olive white button-up shirts and he had a bunch of baseball cards.
Montgomery, Alabama?
Cards. Huh?
Montgomery, Alabama?
Yeah, Montgomery, Alabama.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've met Paul once, but it wasn't like I didn't have much time to speak with him. And David Cash, David Cash, Kid Cash.
I love David.
Yeah. He had got me a booking up there, and I took it, and I got to speak with him like a minute, and that was it. But he was like cut and dry, though.
He changed a lot when he was in in ECW, he changed a lot. Like I was supposed to manage Shane Douglas. I didn't know I wasn't going to manage Shane Douglas on the way to the arena.
Right.
I found out what I was going to do, and I was very disappointed. And that's why my run wasn't very good in ECW, because I was disappointed the whole stinking time.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't. I felt comfortable, but I didn't feel comfortable. If that makes sense. That when I was up there doing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was only there one day, and it was just, it wasn't a tryout.
I didn't like the ECW arena. It's a shithole. At least when I was there, it's changed a lot. They refurbished it and everything, and it's nice in the back. But there was never a chair to sit in. There was no lighting to do your makeup. It was dusty. It was dirty. It was just disgusting.
Well, you see it now. It's a palace.
Oh yeah, I know. I was just there. I was just there in Philly, about 2 months ago. Yeah.
Compared to what it was, it's a palace now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Taz did a great number on that place. So yeah.
Oh, he did? That was Taz's job?
I don't think it was Taz's job, but I think he had some input on it. And
okay.
Yeah, I think
the dressing rooms are great. They got a great dressing room area.
Yeah, they do. They do. Production room and all that.
Yeah, they got great room. I mean, before it was horrible. It was horrible. Like there was never any place to sit. It was just dirty and dusty, and and I have nice clothes and stuff. I don't want to get it. I don't know. It was just dirty.
Yeah, I'm a neat freak, and I love being clean. I'll take 2-3 showers a day if I could, but I love being clean. So.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm not like a real germaphobe or anything, but I was actually skeeved out there.
Me either. Yeah, me either.
So, Missy, would you mind sharing with us? Would you mind sharing with us maybe one of the craziest things that happened to you while you were in front of an audience or on camera?
Oh my gosh, craziest things. Let me think. Craziest thing to ever happen to me. Well, I remember like with Sandman, it was funny because I would work with him and I would take a cigarette out of his mouth and put it in my mouth, and he would smoke those non-filtered cigarettes. And I'd get
yeah.
all over the place and trying to get it out of my teeth and everything like that. That's not really a funny thing, but that's just something that was like gross to me. Is that how would you smoke a cigarette without a filter on it? I don't get it. I don't understand how he does that. I know that he would be drunk a lot of the time, and they'd go and he'd ask him, Sandman, where's your stuff? Over there by my beer. And he'd have all this beer piled up over there, and he would drink at least a couple cases before he got in the ring. I don't know how he ever worked, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
he was shit-faced.
I'd work with a buzz. I would work with a buzz, but I wouldn't get to the point to where I would feel unsafe working with the guy, like accidentally hurting somebody. So I never really messed with the alcohol or any substance prior to an event.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's good because he'd go up there and you could tell because the announcer would be like, oh, he's had one too many, because he'd go up on the top rope or go on the second rope and he'd slip and he'd fall and he'd go back up there like that. I don't think anybody should work messed up. I think I'd have that.
Yeah, I'd have that one beer, and to calm my nerves down.
Right.
If I had to do a juice job or something, I'd take 2-3 aspirin and 2 beers. But other than that, I wouldn't go to a day or two.
Yeah, my boyfriend, he throws up every once in a while before he goes out. I'm like, dude, what's wrong with you? He's my nerves. Okay, whatever. And
I've seen you in.
Huh?
I said I've seen you guys in pictures and everything. Y'all look happy together.
Yeah. Oh, he's a great guy. Yeah. I can tell you, if you go back and you watch, oh gosh, I have cow boobs in it. I'm wearing a pink leotard. It was the cage match from a union arena the first year I worked. We were coked out of our mind. And if you watch it, we're in there like this.
Yeah.
Like that. So that's I'm telling my naughty.
I got like that once with I ain't gonna call no names, but I will call one because I can. Sabu was one of them. That was years later.
Ah, okay. I should
Yeah, yeah.
know.
The other guy's known as Punky. But
Alice,
that's as
this
far
is
as
a
I'll
long
go with
time
it.
ago. We're talking, this is the 80s. And the 80s was a
Yeah,
different vibe. And, and I was always, I drug tested in WCW and never ever
yeah,
got drug tested. I was never, never did anything after. I think I was after that, after seeing myself on TV doing that, I think we quit. I think me and Johnny
yeah,
quit because we were like, we better not do this anymore. And then, Gino dies. So there went our
yeah.
connection. So
He died from ingestion, right? Like
I think so. They
supposedly.
said he had a lot of cocaine in his stomach and they don't know how he got it there.
I
I
mean,
don't
he's a
know if he
super.
could snort that.
Yeah, I mean, he had common sense. I mean, he's an intelligent guy. I don't know.
I
That
see.
that
I
kind
think
of makes
it's
me.
something fugazi about the whole story. I mean, some people
Yeah,
say he was murdered. Some people say he what, but I don't know. I don't. I really don't know. I don't think he would ever do it on purpose. And but I
I don't
think
think
he
he would
dealt with a
either.
lot of bad
I,
guys.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't know him, but I watched him as a
He was
child growing
great.
up, and um, yeah. Let me ask you this question. Now you've met Kerry Von Erich.
Yes, I
What
loved
was
Kerry.
Kerry Von Erich like?
He was a wonderful guy. Let me tell you,
He was
but
my favorite wrestler.
he would I'll tell you a funny story about him. He would walk in the dressing room and go around and shake everybody's hand. 20 minutes later, he'd do it again. He goes, Kerry Von Erich, Kerry Von Erich, Kerry Von Erich.
Yeah.
Because I guess, but he liked his, yeah, exactly. He liked his pills, and bless his heart, I went.
Yeah.
This is a good story. I was in WCW at the time. He was in WWE. Supposedly, he lost his foot in the car in the accident, right, in the motorcycle accident. So I was like, I'm gonna go get him drunk because back in the day, I could drink some doers. Now I could drink,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm gonna get him drunk, and I'm gonna find out if he has a foot or not. Well, we go to a bar in Atlanta. And we get so drunk, and to this day, knock on wood, I'll never do it again. God, I promise you, because I don't drink anymore at all. But I drove drunk, and I should have never drove drunk. But I remember we knocked on the door. We knocked on Buff Bagwell's door at like 3 o'clock in the morning. He comes to the door with a gun, and then he sees it's Kerry Von Erich, and then he marks out, and
Yeah.
then we go back. We go back in there, and I pass out, and I wake up the next day, and he's already up and dressed, and I'm like, shit! I didn't get to look to see if he had a leg or not.
Yeah. now,
Oh,
now were
he's so
people now?
gone. But Carrie was the most, when they were coming up with my name, it was Fritz, Carrie, Kevin, me, and Johnny in the room upstairs at the Sportatorium. And
Yeah.
Johnny's the one that called me Missy because my parents called me Missy. Everybody called me Melissa. And
Yeah.
my parents called me Missy. And so when we were trying to come up with a name, John's like, oh, Missy. And Fritz is like, Missy, I like that. What's your last name? I said, Hyatt. And he goes, Missy Hyatt, use that. Okay. You got your name. Go. Get out leave the room.
I like it too. I really do.
Carrie were there. Huh?
I said I like it too. It suits you. I like
Yeah.
Melissa too. I like Melissa. I mean, out of respect for the business, I would call you Missy. It's just
Everybody calls me Missy. Whoops. Sorry
yeah,
about
yeah.
that.
No, you're okay. But yeah, out of respect for the business and I don't think with you, I really don't think it's a character.
Sorry. I have
Because
3 dogs,
yeah,
6 cats that live outside, and 2 come in and out through the doggy door. So I collect animals.
it's okay.
Oh.
I love animals. I love dogs and horses. My horses are my thing.
I used to have horses. I had horses when I was in WCW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have any Colts, Palominos, or
No, they were race horses off the
race
racetrack,
horses? I
thoroughbreds,
got
and
you.
then I trained them for hunter jumper.
Right. Yeah, I love horses.
I
That's
haven't rode in a long time. I would probably break something would fall apart on me if I had to get up on a horse now.
is that your favorite animal?
No, dogs and cats are probably my favorite animal.
Okay.
You know,
yeah.
horses used to
Awesome,
be,
awesome.
but they're just too expensive.
Right. Yeah. I've got a question for you.
Okay.
What was the hardest part about being in the wrestling business for you? I mean, I hear so
My
many,
mouth shut.
stories from different people.
Keeping my mouth
How, keep
shut
it, oh,
because
keep it,
when they
yeah,
would tell you to do
keeping the
something and
ears
it's
open.
really stupid, and you would just be like, okay, I
Yeah,
got to do what they tell me to do, and it's really friggin' stupid. Or if you wanted to add something or you wanted to do something like Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross were great with my Missy Does the Males because they'd give me bullet points and they'd let me just go do it. They never scripted me. Nothing
right.
of my stuff was ever scripted. It was just they told me what they wanted and I went and did it. But like I wanted to do other stuff and they wouldn't they wouldn't let me. And
Like what?
that's just keeping my mouth shut and my because I was always told, by Johnny and by Michael Hayes and stuff, keep your mouth shut, your ears open, and do what they say and do what they always do what they tell you, you know. And I
Yeah.
tried that, but it was so hard to do it because sometimes you're just like, are you really seriously? What? And I guess that's why they threw me in the
Yeah.
water trough and me not knowing about it on live TV because I had no idea that was going to happen.
What was that
That's
again?
crazy.
I apologize. They threw you in the what?
In a water trough, it was a Clash of
Yeah.
Champions in Topeka,
Yeah, I remember
Kansas.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was Cody Rhodes was at home sick, and so Dusty wanted something to make him laugh, so they threw me in the water trough.
Oh, got you. I got you.
I didn't know it was going to happen. I just saw Abdullah the Butcher not that long ago, and I asked Abdullah, I go, Abdullah, did you know? I didn't know that. He goes, oh yeah, I knew. I was told not to say anything to you. Oh, thank you for giving me the Iggy and letting me know you're going to throw me in there with a live mic in my hand. Thanks a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, I got quite a history with Abby. So yeah, I love Abby. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
working for him and I love working with him because I was pretty much a student of
Really?
his.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah,
crazy. He's a
yeah,
man. He's a wild man.
yeah. He sent me over to Japan and Puerto Rico for God, like 12 years total combined.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I loved it over there. Yeah, you know what? I prefer overseas wrestling, like Japan, Puerto Rico.
I love Puerto Rico. I loved Puerto Rico
Yeah,
working there. And I've never
yeah.
got to go to Japan. I've always wanted to go to Japan, but never got a chance to go to Japan.
Not even on a tour, or
No, not even when WCW went. I didn't get to go.
that's
But I
crazy.
did get to go to Israel. And at the time, the only thing on TV was NBA basketball, world class wrestling, and educational and public broadcasting or whatever. So we
Right.
were like superstars over there. I had never been treated like a superstar before, but in Israel, I was like in magazines, like the People magazine of Israel, like me on a tennis
Yeah.
court, me and Johnny playing tennis, and I have that magazine. Why I have it's torn out of the Israeli magazine, but like
Mhm.
we were like celebrities over there. It was
Yeah.
amazing. It was amazing. Everywhere we went, people were like, wow. It was wild. It was
Yeah.
wild.
That's what David Manning. I seen a shoot video what they did with David,
Uh-huh.
and David Manning was talking about the Israel trips and how they would go, and they had went a few times. He said, but he had never seen anything like it because they would sell out every
Yeah.
night they were there.
Every night, the same soccer stadium for like 10 nights in a row. And then the last night we were in Tel Aviv in a big arena and it was sold out. But we sold out. And it was like, and I asked this one kid, he had taken like a bus like for 6 hours or something, and he learned how to speak English by reading the magazines, the wrestling magazines. So this little kid, he knew Hebrew
Wow.
and he spoke English. And so we were talking to him, and I ended up bringing him with us to the matches and stuff like that because he was like sleeping outside of our hotel room, out of the hotel,
Oh
at the
man.
hotel area, and
Yeah.
and I met a monkey, a guy that had a chimpanzee. It was great. It was great. Israel was great. But this kid, it was like the equivalent was like I think $30 a ticket. Now we have to understand this is 1986, and $30 is equivalent to like $100 now. I think it was
Yeah.
expensive. The tickets were
Yeah.
expensive for
It's
Israelis,
expensive.
and they
Yeah.
sold it out every night. It was amazing.
I'm gonna let Angela take over, but I got one more question I want to ask you.
Sure.
Speaking of stadiums and crowds, what's the largest crowd you ever worked in front of?
I think it was the Cotton Bowl.
Cotton Bowl.
The first month that I started in wrestling, I think
Yeah.
it was the Cotton Bowl.
In
That had to
Vines.
have been the biggest crowd I ever worked against.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. It's on you, Angela.
Okay, thanks, Michael. So one of the
Yes, ma'am.
questions that I had was, do you watch the major promotions? Do you watch AEW and WWE regularly,
I
or
watch a little bit of it. Like I'll when I'm flipping channels, I'll stop and turn and watch a little bit here. I like AEW a lot better than WWE, just because it marinates a little bit more. The
Yeah.
storylines marinate a little bit longer and everything. Um,
Agreed.
and I like their, I don't know, they just look so much newer and fresher, and all their
Yeah.
people look different, because in WWE everybody looks the same. It's like the girls, you can tell the same costumer does the same girls costuming, and at
Mhm.
least in AEW the girls look a little bit different. You know, they don't have the same costumer.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
You know?
Because a lot of them girls make their stuff or have someone make
Right.
it
Yeah.
for them outside of the business. Yeah.
Right. And then the um I like New Japan. I love Game Changer. That's my favorite, is Game Changer. They let me work there a couple of years ago. I had the best time. It was so much fun getting pelted with bottles and everything again. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool.
I was going to ask what your
Awesome.
crazy fan experience was.
Crazy fan experience. Jason Hervey.
I can see that.
I dated a fan, Jason Hervey. That was my crazy fan experience, which I should have
Okay.
never done.
Well, okay, thank you. So back to the different wrestling organizations. Do you prefer? I assume you prefer the indies to the major brands, just for the authenticity, I would assume. But can you what?
I love Phoenix Championship Wrestling because I love the people that work there, and everything's Amaya, and everybody that's there is really good, and I like that. But I mean, I God, if AEW or WWE would call me tomorrow, I would bleach my hair blonde.
Understand.
I would
Big.
do whatever. But they don't want a 61-year-old woman. I mean, they got all these beautiful young
Yeah.
girls that can do, can't do as great as me, but
Absolutely not. That's absolutely true.
thank you.
I look at it like this. Yeah. I look at it like this. There's so many avenues they could take with you. So many things, different
I think
things
so
that they
much
could do and
You
twist
know
so
what
many
bugs
different
me?
storylines.
What bugs the shit out of me the worst is that I could be an agent. They don't realize that.
Yeah.
I know. Just I've been around this business. This is my anniversary year. 40 years I started in the business, but I've been around it for years before that. And
Mhm.
sitting up with Jake Roberts, going over angles, what looks good, what doesn't look good. Eddie Gilbert, like
Right.
Eddie and stuff like that. Like, I know wrestling. I know how to tell a story. I mean, not that I could agent a match and say, okay, you got to do a drop kick, you got to do this, you got to do that. But I mean, when it comes to storylines and things like that, like, yeah, I could do a Missy Does the Mail and do like a segment thing, to help the storylines get along, interview new people, have somebody new that comes in, introduce them that way through an interview segment. I don't know why they don't have that now. I'm so confused.
Right.
That'd be the
No,
highest
they really don't.
segment on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree with
they
you.
really don't.
Yeah.
What did you like wrestling? Did you like actually
Love it.
wrestling?
I love
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I love it. I think it's great. I think it's great. And I think the way women's wrestling has changed is really awesome too. But I miss, like I told Zamaya's a girl at Phoenix. I said, Zamaya, if you're in a program with somebody and you've been in a program with them for a while, and you guys are going to have a special match, let's say it's a no DQ or whatever it is, I want you to fight like a girl at the beginning. And she's like, what do you mean? I go, you know what I mean. You fight like a friggin' girl at the beginning. People will really think it's real if you go and fight like a girl at the beginning.
Yeah.
And so she did that for one of her shows, and she said, "Oh my God, the fans were crazy. They were on the seats and everything." I go, "See, I told you." Fight like
So
a
is it
girl.
true? Did they just cut you loose and kind of tell you to kind of wing it? You didn't have any lessons?
I had no lessons
Um,
at all, at all. Never. The only time Billy, what's his name? He's taught Sting, and he taught somebody else. His name's Billy.
Silverman.
Out in L.A. at Slammer's Gym, gave me like 1 or 2 wrestling lessons, and I used Jason as my little wrestling figure dummy to play with. But I got bruised learning how to hit the ropes.
He trained Sting and Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah. What's his last name? Is Billy something, right?
I know the guy you're talking about, but I don't know his last name.
I forget his last name.
Say again.
Yeah, I was so bruised up from hitting the ropes. I was like,
yeah, that's what I'm trying to think of. But he worked with Sting and Warrior.
Yeah, Sting and Warrior. He taught them. He was a great teacher too. He was awesome.
Yeah. I can see him, but I just don't remember the last name.
Yeah, I can't remember his last name. I feel so bad when I can't remember somebody's last name.
So, Missy, if you had a woman come to you and
quick
say,
question for you.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. If you had a woman come to you and say, I'd like to get in the business. Can you not hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. If you had a woman come to you and say, I'd like to get into the business, what do you recommend? What advice do you have for me? What would you tell them?
Oh my gosh, but I tell her, I go, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to wrestle? Do you want to manage? What do you want to do? First, I find out what she wants to do, what she's good at. And then I'd talk to her and say, okay, well, then you need to go get boots. You need to go get trained. I'd find somebody to train her, somebody in her area to train her.
Be right back, guys.
Or send her to a good school. I send her to Phoenix, say you got to move to Phoenix and go to their school. I would help them if anybody, like I did with Bagwell. Bagwell came to me and asked me, how do I want to be a wrestler. And I'm like, he goes, my brother wants to be a wrestler. I'm like, why don't you be the wrestler? He's like, oh, okay. And so I called Bonnie Blackstone. Bonnie Blackstone's the one that got his trainer, got him trained. And I called the guy and said, this is Missy Hyatt. Don't work him. We'll get him in the ring. If he ain't got it, he ain't got it. Don't tell him it's, $2,500 a month. And You know what I'm saying? Like I would do that.
Yeah.
If a girl came to me and asked me for that, I would do the same thing for her. I would find a way to get her trained if she wanted to wrestle or if she wanted to manage or whatever she wanted to do. I would help them out as much as I could.
Do you think it's easier for women now than it was when you got started?
Oh yeah, there's so many more spots for women. I mean, look at all the beautiful women they have wrestling. It's amazing. It's amazing. I think if you are athletic, or if you're athletic and you got a look and you got a different look or something like that, I think you're in like Flint. But you got to be athletic. You can't just be,
an entertainer, I guess. I don't know. Nowadays, they have some of those. Well, I watch a lot of WWE, and they have former Olympic gymnasts and things that just blow my mind, like Tiffany Stratton.
Exactly.
And Bianca Belair, she was a power lifter, I think. These girls are really athletic, and Rhea Ripley.
Oh my God, Rhea Ripley is, that exactly. There you go, right there, Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley is an amazing athlete, and I look at her and I'm like, I would not want to get in the ring with her.
No.
I would not want to get beat up by her. She is talented, and that's a lot of talent there they got. And what about Ronda Rousey? She ended up being a good worker.
She did, but then she left, and she's not real happy right now. She's not real happy. She's real vocal right now on some things.
What has she got to be upset about?
I've just been saying she's been talking about how difficult it was to work there and making some comments about an unnamed executive and some things like that.
I'd like to punch her in the face and say, bitch, you made more money in 1 week than I did in my whole career. You ought to
Michael,
be
you've heard it,
thankful.
right?
Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry.
What's that?
I was just asking Michael, you've seen the things Rhonda's been saying lately.
Oh man,
Rhonda Rousey. She's been kind of
I've actually
trashing
met.
everybody.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I've met Rhonda even before she got into business because I'm a former professional mixed martial artist, and on that pro level, and I've run into her a few times, and just like Brock Lesnar, she's an asshole, and I tell Brock to his face,
Oh
Ronda
yeah, well,
Rousey
Brock
is
is going to go and have sex with that lady. Like let me just tell you this: I've been shit on more in the wrestling business than a woman in a Vince McMahon three-way.
yeah,
And Brock Lesnar was going to go and sleep with that girl, and why his wife didn't throw him out of the house and change the locks on the door and cancel all his credit cards, I don't know why, but I would have done that. I wouldn't ever let a man do that to me. No way.
Yeah.
No way. And Ronda
No,
Rousey, her saying anything bad
I've
about the
always
wrestling business, you know what? She can just kiss my ass because she never had to bump up and down the roads
Yeah.
worrying about if you have enough money to get a McDonald's Happy Meal.
Yeah.
That's right. You paved the way for people like her,
Well,
and to have the opportunities that they have.
yeah. And to make the money that they're making. Oh my God, the money that they're making is unbelievable. I was the lowest paid person in WCW. And I'm like, and now when I'm finding out that Charlotte Flair is making $1 million a year and stuff like that, I'm like, ah.
Yeah, times have
Yeah.
changed,
Times have changed. Let me tell you.
but I do think they owe it a lot to you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Michael, do you have any questions for Missy? I've been kind of taken over.
No, ask me.
You're breaking up. I
Okay.
couldn't hear you.
I asked if you had any questions. I didn't want to just dominate the conversation. Do you have any questions for Missy? Did you want
No,
to jump
go ahead.
in? Okay.
Go ahead. No, like I told you, I'm gonna let you have more one-on-one.
Okay.
I know you
Okay.
like Missy.
Well, I do. I love Missy. So I just have some silly questions. Just
Okay.
so I just want to shoot them at you. So we
Okay.
already asked Louis Vuitton or Gucci.
Oh, well, okay, so now that's a hard one because I wear Gucci all the time, but my luggage is Louis Vuitton because I travel with travel. So I like them both. But if I had to pick just one, it'd be Gucci.
Gucci.
Yeah, it'd
Okay.
be Gucci. Yeah. Because
Okay.
nothing beats a good pair of shoes, Gucci shoes.
No.
They're better
No.
than Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton shoes just fall apart. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. How about this for nails? OPI or D&D?
OPI.
OPI, me too. What's
Yeah.
your favorite OPI color?
Oh, what is it called? It's something red.
I'm not really a waitress.
Big Apple Red.
Big Apple Red. Yes.
Big Apple
Yes.
Red.
I
Yeah.
love Big Apple Red. I
I'm
thought
wearing
I was.
this pink now, and I never wear pink, but I usually wear either pink and white or either Big Apple Red. So
That's really cute. You know, I thought I was getting Big Apple Red last time, but the name of the color was actually My Chihuahua Bites. I guess it's kind of it's, I don't know why it's called My Chihuahua. It was OPI, My Chihuahua Bites. That was the name of it. It's pretty, though. It's almost Big Apple Red.
Is it a red? Is it a red?
Yeah, it's a red, and I thought it was a Big Apple Red, but it was called My Chihuahua
My
Bites.
Chihuahua
But
Bite. I'm gonna ask for that.
yeah. So then the next question: stilettos or platforms?
Oh, stilettos.
Stilettos. Okay.
Yeah, I wear platforms all the time at work, but stilettos, yeah.
Stilettos. Lip stain or lip gloss?
Lip gloss.
What
Metallic lip gloss.
metallic lip gloss? Really?
Yeah. That you can own, that they don't make it anymore, that I've been hoarding it on eBay when I find it come up available.
That happens to me all the time. As soon as I love something, they discontinue it,
Yeah,
and
they
I have to hunt it down.
I'm like, Maybelline, you assholes. And I'm an Estee Lauder girl. I'm an Estee Lauder girl, but this is the best.
Is it really? What is that?
It's I can't. It's metallics. It's metallics lip gloss. It's a metallics lip gloss. Can you see it from
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
I can. I'll have to check it out. Thank
Yeah,
you.
this stuff is the best, but you can only get it off like eBay and stuff. That's the only place you can find it because they don't make it anymore. It's the best stuff in the world. I got like 20 of them in my thing.
You have to stock up when you
You
can
know,
find them, right?
to the end of days, to the end of days, I will have my lip gloss. No.
So, who would you say was the most supportive in your career when you were working your way up, like through WCW? I mean, who was really kind of there for you when you were kind of breaking through? I mean, I hate to be cliche, but like breaking through the glass ceiling, breaking through the
Right.
barriers.
I didn't have anybody, to be honest with you. I didn't have anybody. I didn't have anybody. I didn't have any friends. I didn't have any girlfriends. Eddie, when he found out that I was gonna get Piper's Pit, he got mad and I'm gonna stay and be the booker here and in UWF. Well, UWF got bought out by Crockett and we saw how that worked out.
Yeah.
You know. The only person that was ever really on my side or did anything was two people. It was Hollywood John Tatum and Jim Ross. Jim Ross brought me back as an announcer, saw talent in me, and really, really, if it weren't for him, I would have gone home in 1990 or whatever and never been back. You know, that would have been the end of me. But Jim Ross brought me back as an announcer. So had to be
Yeah.
Jim Ross.
And you did an excellent job too.
Before that, I didn't really have anybody except John
Yeah.
Tatum. John Tatum really helped me, and we were so good together that it really sucks that Eddie Gilbert had to come along and run that. That it was my fault too. I have to say, but you know, it's just that we really worked really great together. He didn't mind me getting the shine. He didn't mind that, you know, as
Yeah.
opposed to Eddie did. And that's why we didn't work together that good. So
When things didn't work out, I'm sorry, Michael.
No, I was
Go
just
ahead.
going to ask you, did you think Eddie might have been a little jealous of how you got started and how
I
you
think so.
progressed?
I think he was. I think he was.
Yeah.
And you know, Eddie had his own demons that he had to deal with himself, you know, with his drugs. Like I was never around drugs, so I didn't know. My mom is the one that pointed it out to me. She's like, he drinks one beer and he gets really drunk. I go, yeah, I know. Isn't that weird? You know, I just thought he was a lightweight. Ooh, I thought he was a lightweight, you know.
Combination.
I can have like three doers and I'm just getting going. He has one beer and he's like, oh, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, but that's because he took a bunch of pills.
Pills, yeah.
You know, I didn't know that because I wasn't around that. I wasn't around that then. So I didn't know.
So when things, like for example, when things ended with Eddie, or
Oh, he blamed
did
Jim Ross for that. He thought me and Jim Ross were having some kind of love affair or something. He blames
Yeah.
everybody but himself.
Yeah.
was it hard going through something like that? Did you consider leaving the business, or was
No,
that not
I wasn't
out of
going
the
to leave the
question?
business because of him. Hell no. He's not going to run me out of it, you know.
Did you ever consider leaving the business for any reason, or were you committed for life?
I was committed for life. I mean, the business they fired me. I didn't leave. I got fired. I didn't leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one for you, Missy.
Okay.
Out of your whole experience in the wrestling industry, I'm sure we all regret things, mistakes we made or decisions we made. Is what is the one thing that you regret that if you could change, what would that be?
Dating Jason Hervey.
Yeah.
Yeah, dating him
Yeah.
because he's the reason why I got fired from
Well,
WCW.
he caused you a lot of problems. He
Yeah, it
caused you a
caused
lot
me
of
a lot of
problems, from what I heard. Yeah, I
Yeah.
heard that. That's something I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, caused me a
Yeah,
lot
he
of
was
problems.
causing you problems.
He cost me my job. He cost me my career, and I almost died from that. You know, and he's just, you know, and it's so funny because you know what's so great is that he was doing Circus with the Stars, and he wasn't showing up at practice. He was supposed to be doing something at practice, and so he wasn't going to get paid. It was $10,000 he was going to get paid to do Circus of the Stars. Well, I told him, I said, well, Jason, they just fired you because you're not showing up to do the, practicing. I wiped my ass for $10,000 is what he told me. Oh my God. I went ballistic on him. You motherfucker. You've never had to worry about where your next meal was coming from. You've always, because he's been working in the acting business since he was 6 years old, making over $1 million a year since he was 6. Well, I saw, what's her name from Baywatch at the big show last year. What was
Pamela Anderson?
No, it wasn't Pam Anderson. It was another blonde, pretty girl. She's had cancer now, though. Do you know which one I'm talking about? Anyway, she was on Baywatch. And so we started talking. And she's like, and I asked her, I said, do you know Jason Hervey? She goes, yeah. She goes, oh, you dated him, right? And I go, yeah. And so we started talking. I go, yeah, he told me he could wipe his ass for $10,000. She goes, not anymore. And hearing that now makes me feel so good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I like hearing that. Okay, good. Asshole.
So I have a question about your Civil War reenactments. I see them on Facebook. Some of your dresses are so beautiful.
Thank you.
Where do you get those dresses? You make them.
I make them.
How did you get involved in that?
Dresses and coats and everything like that. I sew. I make them. I made all of John's robes, all those big flashy robes that Johnny had.
Yeah.
I made those.
They were nice too.
I want to get creative.
Yeah.
How did you get involved in the Civil War reenactments?
Well, I was involved in World War II first. And then when I moved from New York to Tallahassee, there wasn't a lot of World War II in Florida. So I had to get my reenacting bug out somehow. And so I met a group, Leon Ladies, which Leon County is where I live in Tallahassee. And I met Adrienne, this girl, she's my BFF now. I call her my BFF. And she was teaching us how to do day caps or something, but I got in with her and I was like, but these women, they want to wear cotton and stuff. I want to wear silk. I want to be fancy. I want to be rich. Like if I'm going to play somebody, I want to play like I have no money or a refugee or something like that. I want to play the wealthy lady, so I play Mrs. DuPont. I'm looking for my 5th husband right now because it's very hard right now with the war going on. They either have one arm, one leg missing, and all the men are gone. They're all out to war. So I'm waiting for the war to get over with. But I want to move to New York. I want to find me a Schickelgruber or a what do I say? I go a Schickelgruber or a Stein or something like that. They got money. So I got to go north. So
that's really cool.
Reenacting story, because everybody has a reenacting story when they come through, when the people come through and they ask you your tent and your setup and everything. They always say, what's your story? Tell me your story. So that's part of my story. My story is very elaborate, though. It gets very elaborate sometimes. It matters what kind of mood I'm in, though. And if the kids are attentive and stuff like that. But we do like the medical demo at a Lusty, which is a major battle. It's always around Valentine's Day, and it's by Lake City. It's a national event. There's like 5,000 reenactors there. We do the medical demo there, Adrienne and myself and some other people. She's been doing it for like 20-something years, the medical demo. I've been doing it for about 12 or 13. We cut off an arm, pull out an eyeball. It's really cool. It's gross. It's really black. It's really cool.
Wow. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's fun. But I started with World War II. That's what my passion is World War II. Yeah. I'm just a World War II geek.
That's very cool. So I heard a rumor that you were starting your own church. It was going to be called the House of Hyatt. I don't remember where I heard that, but are you still working on that? How do you sign up? I'm just curious.
Okay, well, yeah. One come all. It's a church of love. And give me all your money. No. Listen, if L. Ron Hubbard can do it, I can do it, And Henry VIII started his own church, damn it, so he could marry Anne Boleyn.
Just so he could get divorced, right? Yeah.
What the hell? You got your own church? Dude, come on. That's my little dog is named Henry VIII after Henry VIII.
Oh, how cute is that? That's
really he's badass. Here he comes. Come here, Henry. Come here. Can you come over here? There you are.
Oh, hi, baby.
Oh, he's very shy. He's on Prozac.
Oh,
He has a nervous condition.
oh, poor little guy.
Yeah, but he's okay now.
Yeah, I enjoy seeing your pets on Facebook. You've got
Oh,
such
thank
cute
you.
pets.
Yeah, I post a lot about them because they're a big part of my life. They give me a reason to get up every morning and give me a reason to cook for them. I cook for them, feed them, take care of them. They're my
So,
kids.
so you cook them food, like you cook them human food?
Oh yeah, I mean, you can buy the fresh pet or the farmer's dog or whatever. And that stuff is so expensive. It's so much cheaper if you just buy like ground turkey, ground beef, chicken, whatever. You cook it,
Yeah.
put it with some vegetables and brown rice or sweet potato, whatever. It's great. They're
I'm sure
healthy.
they love it too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
eat it. And now the Chewini's over here. I was told he was a
Oh,
Jack Russell, and I did the ancestry on him, or not ancestry, but I did the DNA on him. He's 1% Jack Russell. He's really a Chewini.
so he's a Chihuahua Dachshund, huh?
Yeah, ICE is coming to get you too. I'm gonna tell him where you're at.
So, Missy, what's your favorite, I guess, splurge meal? Like what do you is it
My
cheesecake?
splurge
What's it?
meal. It's
Yeah.
anything Italian. Anything Italian. Pasta. Love some
Yeah.
pasta and shrimp.
It sounds so good right now.
Yeah.
It does. My favorite's grouper, but I'm a fried grouper girl. I grew up in Clearwater, so you
Oh,
know,
okay. You know what?
I
I like fried catfish now.
Oh,
really.
yes.
And you dip fried cat. Let me tell you something. You do catfish fillet, fry the catfish fillet, then you dip it in the tartar sauce, and then bite real onion, not cooked onion, but raw onion.
Yeah.
So good.
That
So
sounds
good.
So
really
you,
good.
so you take a bite of the catfish and then a piece of raw onion.
Yes, and the tartar
Oh,
sauce.
oh my
Yes,
God, it
it's
sounds
very
good.
good. It's very good.
It
You mean
does
you
sound
got bad
good.
breath, but you can't kiss
Hey,
me
it's okay.
afterwards. You gotta go brush your teeth.
It's all right with me. That sounds delicious.
It's good.
Let's see. I'm
Missy,
just trying to see how
I've got
much
a
time we have.
Okay.
I've got a two-part question for you. Who was it in the wrestling business that inspired you to want to be involved? And what about the wrestling business inspired you to want to be involved?
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, who inspired me was Michael Hayes, seeing Michael Hayes on TV. That's what inspired me to be in the wrestling. That I wanted to be in it. I
Gotcha.
didn't know what I wanted to do, but I wanted to be in it. And then when I saw Sunshine and Precious rolling around in the ring, I knew, oh my God, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. And Jake Roberts was there, and he's the one that said, well, I'll give you the call, contact David Manning. They're looking for a girl. He found out. So I mean, that's
That's
that's that's that's what really inspired me and got
right.
me involved. And then and what was the second part? I didn't understand that other part.
What was it about the wrestling business that
Oh,
inspired you to want to do it as
it's
well?
the whole storyline. It's seeing like Roddy Piper. It's seeing people like Michael Hayes. It was seeing people like um
Yeah.
God, I love Tommy Rich. I was so in love with Tommy Rich. Seeing people like
Hey,
that in
baby.
interviews, and it was just the whole thing. It wasn't all about the wrestling, it was about the storyline that got me. I loved the
Yeah.
storyline. And I knew, like, by the second time I watched wrestling, I knew who was going to win and who was going to lose on TV. I just knew because
You could feel it.
I watch soap operas, and it's just like, to me, it was just like, this is soap opera, but it's so much cooler than a soap opera. You can actually go and actually see these people live. You can
Yeah.
see my soap opera stars live. So
Yeah.
I have
It's
a
a
lot
rough.
of friends who say wrestling is their soap opera.
yeah, it is. It is. Well, I mean, lately it's too fast for me now. But I'm old, so old people, we're not. I'm not in that TikTok generation. I'm not in the TikTok thing. So
Yeah. I really don't watch it unless it's work related, but I can't get into it. It's just, it doesn't, I can't, I can grasp the ideas that they're going with. I can understand it to a point, but their psychology, there is none.
Yeah, there is no psychology anymore.
There is no more really chain wrestling, telling a story with a body part. That for me has left, has gone, just disappeared overnight, and that's what killed it for me. And then no matter how hard I tried to watch it afterwards, and being in the business too, it's not like it's kind of like a love-hate relationship.
I
But
know. I know what you mean.
but what keeps me going is I have to go back and watch old video. I have to go back and watch, what I call the legit storylines, the psychology of a match, telling a
Right.
story with your body. These guys can't do it today. They can't.
I have a friend of mine who is one of the he owns one of the companies. I won't say his name because I don't
Yeah.
think he'd like me to stooge off his name. But he'll send me a text every once in a while. What do you think about so and so? What do you think about so and so?
Yeah.
What did you think about this? And I know he's watching old stuff because he's trying to get new ideas because everything in wrestling has already been done.
Yeah.
It's just rehashed over and over and over again. And whoever can tell it better the next time,
Right.
who can tell it better? Because, how many arm drags can you do?
I know, right?
Yeah.
And the high spots, they kill me with these high
My
spots.
God, all these high spots. I'm like, what's so funny? As I took my best friend, Sherry, she knows nothing about wrestling. Her son like freaked out when he saw me on a wrestling game, and then he comes to my house, he's like, I thought you'd live in a mansion. And I'm like, dude, what? No, I have a regular little house. What is because he thought because I was on a video game.
Yeah.
And she knows nothing about wrestling. Took her to a WWE show, and we're sitting like second row ringside. They're doing all these high spots, this, and they messed up, and they did it again. She looks at me, she goes, did they just mess up and try to do it again? Well, oh my God, if she can see it, then everybody knows.
Everybody can see it.
Everybody noticed that mess up. I'm like, oh my God, are you so? And what I don't understand, I'm sitting backstage at some of these indies, and these people are going over their match and going over their match and going over their match and over it and over and over and over and over. I'm like, whatever happened to going out there and listening to the crowd?
Correct. Call it when you get out there.
And what happens is they're so intense on doing this, and this that if they mess up, they don't know where to start again. So they set the spot up again to do the spot up again, and it looks bad.
And then it looks horrible, and then it's not believable.
And then you have Vince McMahon going around telling everybody, exposing the business, saying how we're liars and we're cheaters and we're liars and things like that. That Luigi guy, he should have shot Vince instead of that poor guy that he shot, that Luigi Maggioni or whatever.
Yeah.
He wanted to do the world a favor. But go back in time and do it, because he needed to be done in about 1986, I think.
Yeah, it just amazes me. It's just, and these guys complain so much, and I'm talking about the wrestlers of today. They complain so much about their travel schedule.
Oh my God! They only work on the weekend.
Come on, yeah, that's it. Travel schedule. They got
I would love to have that travel schedule.
Oh, I would die to have that schedule.
And you're on the road for, what was it, 70 something days? I was on the road one time.
In a row, 90 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of these guys, I know Robert Gibson was telling me he did 4 months straight. That's 120 days. 4 months straight without a day off.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. And your day off, you know what you do on your day off? You go to the bank, you go to the dry cleaners. You don't have a day off. There is no day off in wrestling. At least there used to not be a day off in wrestling.
Twice on Saturday, twice on Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. And on Christmas, you got to work on Christmas. Do a double shot on Christmas.
I remember they had Starrcade on Thanksgiving night.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Greensboro.
That was great. because everybody's home on,
Yeah.
on Thanksgiving night or the movies. But if you had a chance to either watch a pay-per-view or go to the movies, I'd sit at home and watch Starcade.
Yeah,
But I'm a
absolutely.
wrestling geek too, so
Yeah, it's business has just changed too much for me, but I mean, I
yeah,
still love it.
it's changed a lot. It's changed a lot. I still would die if somebody, offered me a job. I would never say no.
I would say go, sister, go.
Oh, you better believe it. I would go. It was like when Game Changer asked me to do the thing and work with them. I was like, of course. What do you want me to do? You want me to shave my head? You want me to dye my head orange and shave it? Yeah, whatever you want me to do, I'll do. I was just happy to do it.
Well, being that we're on this topic, if you could change, this is my next question.
Okay.
If you could change anything about the wrestling business today,
Okay.
what would that one thing be?
Slow down the storylines.
Love it.
Slow down.
Love it.
Let them marinate. Let them get in there. Let them, make the people want to see some. Vince McMahon told me one day it's not going to be who versus who anymore. They're going to buy it because of the brand. And he was right. All his guys look the same. They have the same tights, the same look. The girls look the same. They're interchangeable. It's the brand. But somebody like a Tony Khan should come in and change it and make it more about who versus who and more about and invest into the characters, make people care about the characters, and then you can do whatever you want with them, as long as the people care about them. Because
you've got to invest.
you
You've
have
got to
to
take the time to make this person known, noticed. You got to make them available
and
to
legit.
catch everybody's eye.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Vince told me that in 88 or whatever one day. And I remember thinking to myself, you're an idiot. Yeah. But he was right. He was right.
Yeah.
They go now coming SmackDown, and they said, you'll see stars like this. They don't put who versus who anymore.
No.
It's a shame. And now WrestleMania is going to be in Saudi Arabia?
Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
20, is it 27? 26 or 27? I'm thinking.
It's 27, I think.
27?
There should be no
I think it's
girls on the
27.
show.
I'm sorry.
Well, they
girls
just
will be on the
dress.
show.
Yeah, they
No.
dress head to toe. I think they will, but they have to dress
Yeah, they
in
will.
complete bodysuits.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they have to cover their entire body.
Yeah.
So whether it's
Sad, but
Charlotte
true.
or Rhea, yeah, they're basically in
And they got to
cat
cover their
suits.
hair and everything. They have to cover their hair.
No, I don't think they cover their hair, but they do cover their entire body. They have no
It's up
skin
to their
showing.
neck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
up
right.
to their neck.
Not that bad, but still, it's just no individuality though.
None.
It's just I really miss, and I've seen you there, Missy. I miss, we used to be able to afford tickets to the Bayfront Center in St. Petersburg.
Yeah.
Go see WCW, and it was so much fun, and they were affordable, and you could get really amazing seats like within the first few rows. And I don't know how your average fan can afford that anymore.
I don't know how they can either. And now I saw a thing. I don't know if it was on internet or where I saw it, but it was TKO talking about how we're going to elevate wrestling and we're going to make the prices more like MMA. MMA is so expensive. You can't even afford MMA tickets.
Yeah, it's
How are
just
they
too
going to make
expensive.
WWE tickets like that a family of four? Supposed to be for family of four to go to. Yeah. If you have your wife and 2 kids, and then they want to get popcorn, and then they want a T-shirt and everything like that, who's got $3,000 to spend?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
No. And you have a little guy or a little girl who wants to see Seth Rollins, who wants to see this star, and it's how can you afford that?
It's ridiculous.
With a house full of kids, and a regular job, I just don't see how it.
Yeah, I can't. Well, I mean, at least they put all the good shit on TV now, so you ain't got to buy the pay-per-views.
And the house shows,
you ain't got to go to the show because all the good matches are on TV anyway.
Yeah, the house show,
but you do have to. Oh, sorry, Michael.
No, I was just going to say the house shows are just as expensive.
Oh, I know. Well, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. They're like they're
Yeah.
so expensive, but at least on TV they put all the good they put all the good matches on TV for
Yeah.
the people, for the fans anyway. So the fans don't even have to go. That's why they don't. That's why they're having a problem drawing. They can't draw because they put all the good stuff on TV. You put all the good stuff on TV. What's the incentive for me to go and spend $95 for a ticket up in the nosebleed section?
I
That's
agree.
true.
You know?
I agree.
That's true. And I don't know about you, but
Just,
I can't sit in the nosebleed section. I want to be right there,
Oh, I
right there
know.
where
I can't
everything's
do it
happening, and
too.
I can't afford it.
Yeah. Well, that's why I called Paulie to get Paulie to get me tickets. If I want to
That's
go, I
very
want to get
nice.
tickets too. Damn it, they better be good.
they still do the comp tickets.
At least this was like 2 years ago when I went.
Yeah.
So
I think
he
they
got me
still do
tickets.
though. I mean, you would think like for
I
family
heard
or
they don't do it anymore.
really? Wow.
I heard somewhere that you can't ask for tickets anymore.
That's
I
crazy.
remember back in the day, you could give away those tickets. They begged you to give away tickets to center
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah. I know Marcus was telling me that they would have to go outside. He was telling me and Angela that they would have to go outside sometimes, him, Savage, Luger, Sting, then stand on the corner to get people to come in. I'm like,
Then you
what?
people
He's
come
like,
in, yeah. Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Center stage.
yep. Center stage.
Yeah. That's
Sure did.
crazy.
They
Yeah.
used to bust those people in just about.
Really?
Oh, I don't know. But center stage was hard. It was hard to get because who wants to sit there? A TV taping is a long time too. I remember one time we were up somewhere in North Georgia, and it was like I forget where it was, but it was like probably an hour and a half away from Atlanta.
Yeah.
They had 23 matches by the end, and we were like fourth match. This is when I was with the Nasty Boys, and then like semi main. So I had to sit there for like 4.5 hours
Three
to get
tapings?
20 something matches. Yeah, because they were TV taping. They were
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
taping
Yeah.
2 weeks or 3 weeks of TV or whatever they
Yeah.
were taping.
That's
You
well,
can't do that nowadays because somebody
no,
will stooge it off on the internet.
yeah, when I was with Vince from 94 to 96, I would always do like the Monday Night Raw and then the Tuesdays, which would be, just a house show. And then Wednesdays, if I was lucky, if Sergeant Slaughter could get me on Wednesday, I would do another house show.
Okay.
Enhancement talent.
Right.
And, but I remember Mondays they would do 3 tapings. It actually start about 7 o'clock. You got the curtain jerker to warm the crowd up.
Right.
That would always be me or the second match. I worked with Razor a bunch of times. But they would run about 15 matches.
That's a
15.
lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. But
Yeah.
nowadays you can't do that because if you're doing any angles or anything like that, somebody's going to stooge it off on the internet before it even airs.
Exactly.
So you got to be tight-lipped. And
Yeah.
I know that I went to AEW. They had me come in there and where was it? Somewhere Huntsville, Alabama.
Huntsville, Alabama. Yeah.
And I remember I took a picture of the Tron or whatever, and the before anybody got there, and I go look, and I put it on Twitter. All my fans are here. I was making a joke, but they
Yeah.
came to me and got mad at me. One of the guys came to me and got mad at me and had me take it down off Twitter.
What?
Yeah, they got
That's
mad at me.
crazy.
I forget who it was, but they got
Yeah.
mad at me for posting no fans in the seats.
Hey.
And
What
I
it
was
is.
making a joke that like my fans were here to see me. But you know what? It was me, Arn Anderson, and what's his name? The blonde haired guy with the bleached hair. Oh gosh. Austin Idol. Austin Idol. And like the first 200 people or whatever get their picture taken with us. And all these people had trading cards for me to sign. They brought stuff, but they couldn't do it because they would just walk in, they take the picture, and then they were sending them out. That's what they
Yeah.
did. That's what they did. It was me, Arn, and Austin Idol. And they had us walk out at the beginning and wave to the crowd, but nothing ever aired on TV or anything like that. They didn't air it.
Right.
So they paid me. I was happy to get paid.
Yeah. Yeah. Now You've had some matches too. I've seen you. I've only seen you wrestle once,
Oh
and
no, he wasn't.
it was in. If I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna say World Class. You worked. I know you worked Dark Journey,
Yeah, Start Journey, Sunshine, Baby Doll.
Sunshine. The only two that I saw was Dark Journey and Sunshine.
Yeah, we had a there was a in the it was Sunshine, Dark Journey, um Baby Doll, and somebody else, and it was a girl battle royal at the Omni in Atlanta in like 86 or something like that,
Yeah,
87, something around then. It was really bad. It was really bad. My stuff's really bad. Don't watch it. You're not going to learn anything from it. It's
hey,
really really
hey,
bad.
yeah.
It was horrible, horrible stuff.
You know how to sell though.
Well, because I know how to get my ass whipped is that what I
It
I
know.
was
was
it was a little snug.
My God,
I
she
was
kicked
gonna
my
say
butt every night. Dirt Journey kicked my ass every night. But I understand now because you know what happened the other night? I was in Spring Hill, Florida, and I was managing the pit bull Gary, and we're
Yeah,
up against Fonzie was on the other team and his guys. And I remember I hit Fonzie with the purse, and I hear the crowd go crazy yelling. So I just started beating him with the purse. I was like, oh my God, it took me 40 years to figure out Dirt Journey. Now I understand why she was beating my ass every night because she'd hear the crowd yelling and it would just make her go crazy and just
yeah,
start whipping my ass. And it took me 40 years to figure it out, and I figured it out because I
yeah.
beat Fonzie with my purse like 6 times, and I felt really bad afterwards. It's like I don't know what got into me. I just heard the crowd yelling, and I got excited.
who were your favorite crowds? Like Pittsburgh, Baltimore,
Oh no,
Tampa. Who
it
was
had
who?
to have been either Puerto Rico because they really like to throw shit at you, or like El
Spark
Paso,
plugs.
Texas. I came back with like nacho cheese, jalapenos, ketchup, mustard in my hair. It was great. Beer. It was great. It was great.
You work for Carlos?
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked for him for a minute, and then I jumped ship after my money started.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I jumped
Eddie
ship
and
and
I
went.
went and worked there, and then we were supposed to go back, and Eddie took the job. Eddie took a job somewhere. I forget where it was. He couldn't do it, so I was going to go with Doug Gilbert, and then Doug no showed me.
Yeah,
Didn't go with me, so we never got. I never got asked to go back. But
Doug
I
Gilbert.
I, I loved working in Puerto Rico.
Oh, I do too. Love it. I like working for Salvio though. Salvio Vega.
I've never worked for him. I don't think I have. I don't think
Yeah, I because when I left Carlos, I remember I had to do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for Carlos, and I had talked to because my like I said, my money they weren't paying me like they should. So I had
right.
talked to Salvio on that Wednesday. And I told Salvio what was going on. And he said, we would love to have you, bro. He said, but this is what you need to do. He said, listen to me good. He says, finish out your weekend and then come Monday morning, be here at the IWA office and we're going to do vignettes.
That
He
was
said,
awesome.
yeah. And I said, are you serious? He said, yeah. And you know what? Carlos was paying me 400 a week. The initial agreement was after 6 months, he'd give me 500.
Right.
And then I told Salvio because he asked me what he was paying me or supposedly paying me. He said, I'll give you 600. He said, guaranteed, I'll give you
That's not
600.
bad. That's
No,
not. What year was this?
that was in 2000. That was in 2004.
That's not
And,
bad at all.
no.
That's not
And
bad at all.
I got 600. That's what I got for Salvio. And I'd have been
Oh,
ignorant if
I
I
could
hadn't.
tickle pink with that.
Yeah. Well, I was
I could
happy. And
tickle pink
plus, we
with
had a
that.
place to live. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Because we lived above the studio, the TV studios.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
yeah, it was
Oh
cool.
my God, that's even better.
Yeah, Victor Quiones was the owner at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I've heard of him.
yeah. Nice guy. Nice
Is
guy.
he? Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, he's passed away now. He died. He died a couple of years after I left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I left in '09. Was
Okay.
my last year. Yeah,
Yeah, I love Puerto Rico. The weather there is wonderful. The people
yeah.
there are great. You know,
And it's
we
year
went
and it's year
down there. I
round.
went down there with Beefcake and some other people. And thank God we had return tickets, but the guy stiffed us the first night. And so we were supposed to work like 3 days or something like that. So we ended up staying there on the Condado and
Yeah.
drinking and partying for a couple of days in Puerto Rico and then coming back home. It was fun. I had a good time. Didn't get paid, but I had a round, free ticket and free hotel.
Where did they have you staying at? The International Hotel or the Empress?
You know what? I think that's what it was. International Hotel on the Condado or whatever.
Yeah, Costado, yeah.
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 That's where we
I
stayed.
was in they had me in Isla Verde, which
Okay.
was right next door to the airport. And Carolina, Isla Verde kind of like run in together. And it was actually where Eddie lived at.
Oh, really? That's where he
I
lived
got
at?
the same room.
Ooh. Do you any ghosts there?
I was telling Angela, we talked about this with what was it, about 5 weeks ago we were talking about this? It was I didn't know at first. Nobody told me. Nobody smartened me up.
Oh,
And
but you had Eddie's old room. They didn't tell
right,
you?
right. Now, I was wanting to bring this up, but I didn't know how to do it. So I was going, thank God it didn't come up. But I was there maybe 5 or 6 weeks. But I had an uneasy feeling the day I walked in. Just like how your senses will pick up on things.
Uh-huh.
And I couldn't pick up on what it was though. And there was a lot of cold spots in that room because it really wasn't a big room. I mean, you walk in, it's just a little kitchenette area. Your bathroom's right as you walk in the door. And then the bed would normally be on the wall by the window that slides open.
Right.
It wasn't really a big place or an apartment, but a condo. But I felt very uneasy. And then the lady that owned the place, I was leaving out one morning going to the gym. And I was asked, she said, hey, has anybody told you about your room? I'm like, what's wrong with it? She's like, you don't know? I said, like, what are you talking about? She's speaking broken English.
Right.
She said, you see no ghost? I said, say again. Ghost, spirits. I'm like, and then I thought about it for a second. I'm like, she said, a wrestler died in your room
Oh my God.
where you
I
live.
would love to get one of those. You know how they do that on Travel Channel, the paranormal? I would love to go down there to that room and do a seance in that room because I bet you anything Eddie Gilbert would fucking pop the shit up and scare the shit out of me and have my hair go white.
I hate to say it on here, but I have got an idea for a show. I'm not going to say it on here, but I'll tell you after. I'll email you.
Okay.
I have got an idea for a show, and I know for a fact it would make a killing. But it involves something similar to what we just talked about.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I swear. I bet it would. I bet it would. Yeah.
But with wrestlers.
Eddie is probably flapping around over there. I'm
You know
sure.
what?
And you being a wrestler, I mean that's just that.
The odd thing about it though, it wasn't really a bad experience.
Right.
Nothing bothered me.
That's good.
But I felt uneasy, like somebody was watching me.
Ooh.
I could hear in the morning time. This is no joke. I could hear in the morning time. I'd be laying there on my bed. I had a couch that roll out to a bed, and I'd be laying there, and I could hear somebody breathing.
Oh, that would freak me out. See, I live in a room where my mom died. My mom died in this room.
Yeah.
In
that
my
room
bedroom.
there?
But I have a great long story. The rose bush that's in front of the house, like this was my parents' retirement home. And so I moved in here to be with my mom after my dad passed away because I didn't want her to live alone because they were married almost 65 years. And usually when one person dies, the other one dies really quick. So I moved in with her. We lived together for 7 years. Best roommate I ever had. But that freaking rose bush, every other day, I'm spraying it with something so the deer don't get it. I'm watering it. I'm doing this rose bush. It would never bloom. After she died, I don't do anything to it. The thing's huge. I had to get a string to pull it away from the walkway, and it blooms all year round. That's my mom. I
Yeah.
know that
That's
sounds,
awesome.
everybody thinks I'm
That's
freaking crazy when I say
no,
that.
no,
But
that's
it's my mom saying everything, everything is roses. Everything is wonderful. Everything
yeah.
is great. But I live in the room where my mom passed away, and I have no, I've never had a bad feeling, never nothing. If anything, it's a good feeling that I have. But I
Yes.
also lived in the house, and the other house that we live in, my sister passed away in my mom's room. And when I was sick, I'd always go in there and I would always feel better when I was
Better.
with my mom because of my
Yeah.
sister. So I guess maybe I have my mom and my sister that are watching over me. I
Oh,
don't
I'm sure. I'm
know.
sure.
But that damn rose bush, though, is a pain in my ass. It's still a pain in my butt because it's gotten over, and I had to get like a metal pole and put the string around it and pull it all the way over so people could get by to walk by the walkway.
Yeah.
So, but it blooms all year round.
Yeah. That's
So
interesting.
you guys, it looks like it's almost 8:30. So just let me know how much time, Missy, you can keep going, or Michael.
You can stay as long as you guys want. I'm fine. I'm having a great
Okay.
time.
When we're done though, I'm gonna take care of you though for the time.
Yes,
No,
yes.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm
No,
having a
no,
great
no.
time. And I
We're
was
gonna make
late,
sure you.
so I was late.
Yeah, that's
so
what's
so
fair.
bad.
No,
No, we're gonna do what's fair to you because we love
yes,
you and
Thank you.
we want you to come back.
Well, I'll
yes.
definitely come back. All you got to do is ask me. I will definitely come back.
Yes, ma'am. I want to save some questions for maybe next time we can have you, because
Okay.
I
Yes.
have a lot that I'd like to ask or talk to you about, and I'm sure
Okay.
Angela feels the same
Well,
way.
next time if you send them to me beforehand, then I'm not so like dumbfounded on some stuff. Like I'm like, I don't remember. I don't know. Because let me think. Because
Did
Dark
you?
Journey did beat me in the head a lot. So
But you did get those
that's my
that I
excuse.
sent you, right?
Huh?
You did get the questions that I sent you, right?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? I sent them to your email.
Oh, you did?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh shit! I didn't get them.
Yeah.
You probably went to spam or something.
Yeah.
Well, next time we'll make sure you get them. But
Okay, yeah, and then
I-
I'll be more prepared. And I apologize for not being
No,
there.
you're okay.
you
You're
did an
fine.
amazing job. We really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
I mean, I
All
can't
right,
thank
thank
you
you for
enough.
having me.
Such an honor. Such an honor getting to
Oh,
speak
thank
with
you.
you.
Yeah.
Coming from a beautiful lady, that's really nice. Thank you.
Oh, you're so sweet. Michael, do
And
you
you
want
with my
to?
bloody nose.
I just I just want to say that, for all the female wrestlers out there and for the guy wrestlers, especially me, I can honestly say this: you have been an inspiration to me in my career. I've always been a fan.
Oh,
I've always wanted to do this right here, talk to you. Um, even though I'm a wrestler, I'm a fan too. I'm not going to lie.
I'm a
Um,
big fan. I'm the biggest
yeah,
fan there is.
yeah. But you have been a big part of my life, my childhood, my teenage years, and that means something to me. And I want you to know you've done a lot for me and my family, especially my mother, because my mother loved you.
Oh, thank you. That
Yeah,
makes me feel
yeah.
good. That makes me feel good. I love
Yes,
hearing
ma'am.
that. I like it when now I get these kids that come up to me and they go, I watched Clash of the Champions 6 and you were just awesome. I'm like, you weren't even born. They go, it's on the Paramount channel. Or right, no, not Paramount. Peacock. It's on the Peacock
Peacock.
channel. And
Yeah.
I'm like, really? It was on the Peacock? And they go, yeah, we watched it on the Peacock. So it happens to me a lot, and it makes me feel so good because these young kids get to see the old stuff, and get to
Yeah.
see how it used to be on the wrestling and everything like that. And I'm sure they watch
Right.
it and go, wow, that's so cool. At least I hope they do.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they do. You're appreciated here, so always know that.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You're more than welcome.
Well, we love you, Missy. Thank you again for joining us. We
Thank
look
you very
forward to it, doing it again sometime. Thank you so
Anytime,
much.
Please.
let me know.
All right.
Maybe
Take
I'll
care.
be all dolled up next time for you.
We love you.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Sequin shimmer under neon lights. The grit, the sweat, the rise, the fight. She loves the craft, the art, the sell. But some things she'll never tell. Clearwater fan girl, she's got the views, spilling the tea. some more.